And I was starving. Me and my younger brother, my older brother had gone to my grandmother's, stayed at my grandmother's, and we were really hungry, before the Cornflake Kid came along, the story of why I lived on cornflakes for a number of weeks. So I took a box of records, went down to the music store that bought second-hand records, and sold them for 100 quid. I'm 12 years old. I'd seen money at this point because my dad had given me like 200 quid a week to go and pay rent. Go and pay the rent, pay the bills, get the gas, electric, look after your brother, get him to school, get yourself to school, get you fed, do the laundry.
So he just gave you the money?
200 quid, and away went to the pub. He said, if you need anything, I'm in the dancing cairns. Now, in those days, kids stood outside pubs.
Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah, I remember
Kids
that
stood outside
really
pubs.
well. Yeah,
Nowadays, they don't.
No, that's right.
It just doesn't happen anymore. So we stood outside, and my dad would come out and give us some Coca-Cola and some crisps.
Bring you some crisps and it. Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? In those days, it was just a normal thing to do. So when I did all that sort of stuff, eventually the 200 quid became 50 quid. And this is where the Cornflake Kid comes in. So the Cornflake comes in when, in those days, we hired a TV from bloody Radio Rentals.
Yes, I remember that.
And you used to put a 50 pence in the meter.
Yeah.
My dad used to rob the meter. And Radio Rentals used to go, the box is a bit funny at the back of it. There's no money in it. I said, we haven't got any money to watch TV. And my dad would just cleverly get the box off and spend the money at the pub. And eventually it became 50 quid. And I remember putting a 50 pence in the meter. And there was this advert about cornflakes. There was two kids on it, the same age as me and my younger brother, dancing around saying, these cornflakes give you energy, keep you going, they're lovely to eat, all that sort of stuff. And I said, next time I get some money from my dad, I'm going to buy some cornflakes. So I went to the local Grand Fair, which is probably equivalent to like an Asda nowadays. And I said to my brother, you get 2 trolleys and I get 2 trolleys. I said, you fill that up with cornflakes and I'll fill these 2 up with milk and sugar. And we spent like 50 or 60 quid on that. Get outside, get a taxi, put it all in the car, get up to the house, and then we start living on cornflakes. I knew my dad wasn't coming back because when he worked in the offshore, he would be offshore for 2 weeks. He'd come back on for 2 weeks, and because of the alcohol, he was just desperate for a drink. So he just